Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and I'm not alone. I'm joined by Felix.
Good morning, Alex. Nice way to start the day.
It's quite early for me. I mean, it's not that early, all things considered. We'll get comments if I say what time it actually is. But we need to burst in with this because there's some news. We don't tend to cover news that readily on this channel, but we absolutely have to with this one because Nintendo have fully acknowledged the successor to the Nintendo Switch.
I could not believe my eyes when I was reading the tweet. I thought it was something old because I saw the tweet and then I saw something March 2015. I was like, oh, okay, this is an old tweet someone reposted. And then I saw the comments like, a Switch successor has been announced. And like, wait, hold on a second. I'm not ready for this.
Okay, so I'll read out the full statement. Just stick it up on screen so people can read it as well.
Yeah.
This is Furukawa, president of Nintendo. We will make an announcement about the successor to the Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year. It will have been over 9 years since we announced the existence of Nintendo Switch back in March 2015. We will be holding a Nintendo Direct this June regarding the Nintendo Switch software lineup for the latter half of 2024, but please be aware that there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during that presentation. And that is it. That is all they have said. It's not a lot, but there are a few things to unpack. So, first and foremost, some people may be thinking, March 2015, was the Switch really announced then? Kind of. It was mentioned back then. That was when they revealed it as the NX. And I know that because I was going to a Splatoon event at the time in Frankfurt.
Wasn't it the one with like the picture of Mario peeking behind a curtain or something like that?
No. That came I believe in 2016. No, the one in 2015 was literally just like an investors meeting when they were saying, these are our plans going forward. And they had like mobile development with DNA, and also they just had like NX. And they said it's a new console. It's called that, codename NX. And everyone lost their bleeding mind. I've said it before on the channel. I'll say it again. I found out when I was going to this event at Nintendo of Europe. I was there on the plane with a Nintendo representative. We landed the plane. We got signal again on our phones, and she just went, well, there was some colourful language, and then I said, what? And she said, Nintendo's just announced a new console. So that was entertaining at least. But yes, it has been, it's been a long time, and it does mean that even if it's announced this year, even though the situation is very, very different, doesn't mean it will be launching this year.
No.
I would be surprised, though, because you don't want Nintendo to... One thing is that they could gut their chances with the Christmas period.
Yes.
If they announce it and say it's coming 2025, guys. So, but then if they're not announcing it by June, that's going to be very rapid. What are your thoughts, Felix?
Well, personally, I mean, you bring up some really good points, but personally, I think it's going to be next year. I simply don't think that, it depends. They mightn't talk about it before the June presentation. I mean, they didn't talk about...
That's a fair point, actually. They didn't say they're not going to talk about it beforehand.
But they do say that this Direct in June will be regarding Nintendo Switch software. But does that mean can it be Nintendo Switch 2 software? We don't know. But I do think that it's probably just going to be like a Direct about the last hooray for the Switch. And then we'll get some sort of announcement probably before Christmas. I have seen other people say this, and I also believe that it'll probably be around like March next year, kind of like the Switch originally did. What about you, Alex? What do you think?
Well, one thing to consider, very interesting what they said, is they said that the announcement for the successor will be within this fiscal year. Now, I'm going to Google just to double check that I'm not being an idiot. From what I can see, fiscal year is just the same as referring to a financial year, which for Japan and the United Kingdom is April to April. So it could even actually be the start of 2025 when they make the announcement.
What I'm really glad to see is, though, just the transparency of it all, that they're already saying we'll get a Direct in June, which I cannot remember the last time they announced a Direct that much in advance. Usually it's like, tomorrow, let's go. So
I think occasionally we've had like 2 or 3 days warning, but definitely not like this.
Yeah, it must have been like back in the E3 days, which was way before I joined.
Yeah, and even then, you know, it was just sort of, I think a lot of it was just assumed Nintendo would turn up, and even, I don't know. It was so long ago, it's not, you know, my brain isn't fully awake yet.
But this is great. I'm really excited that it is a Switch success. Well, a Switch successor could mean a lot of things. I don't know why in my mind was like, yeah, Switch 2.
Yeah.
Does that mean that? I'm not good enough in English to... Isn't it just like the next thing in line?
Yeah, it's not saying that it is. It basically just means, to use an in-house example, you are John's successor.
Okay, yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hi, John, if you're watching.
Hi, John. Hope you're getting some good coverage of this as well.
Yes, probably.
Yeah, it's basically... I think Nintendo... I've said this so many times on the channel. I think Nintendo would be foolish to do anything other than an improvement on the Switch.
Yeah.
What that improvement, what form that takes, I can't say. Nintendo are always trying to innovate, but then... At the same time, you know, they haven't always been that innovative in certain select instances. For example, the GBA was just basically the next generation of Game Boy, you know?
Yeah.
So it might be that they're going to go down that route a little bit, and I think that is definitely the safest for them.
Yes,
but
definitely.
This is Nintendo. You cannot predict what they're going to do.
I'm just very excited to see something new. It definitely feels like, I mean, when you think back on the Switch, it's been there for so long and it's finally time for something new. It's just exciting times are ahead of us, and I really appreciate Nintendo coming out so we can just, you know, speculate and just having time to digest this massive news, because yeah, this is huge. Cannot wait.
To be honest, I'm amazed that we haven't heard anything about it sooner. In a way, I'm amazed that they've kept the Switch going for as long as they have, because, you know, even though I still love my Switch, it's not a new console by any stretch now. I have to remind myself just how old it is. You know, it's 7 years old. Is it 7 or is it 6?
It's 7.
I can't maths.
It is 7.
It's 7,
I know
yeah.
we're in the 8th year. You can't fool me once, fool me twice. However that goes.
So there you have it. That is the announcement. The announcement of the year so far, I think, from Nintendo. Bleary-eyed as I am, I'm still excited. But what are your thoughts? Let us know with a comment down below. We genuinely love to hear what you think Nintendo is going to do with this new console. Is it just going to be a new, more powerful Switch? Or is it going to be something a little bit different? Or are they going to do another Wii U on us? Let us know in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you announce the successor to that subscribe button by clicking it. It's the morning. And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.
Can't wait to see Sion's reaction to this when he wakes up. I mean, props to Nintendo for announcing this at a time where everyone's just either asleep or just started work.
Big up the European outlets.